I'm going to give you 3 gifts today. These 3 gifts will help you create the exact way you want your life to be, right? A better life. So, those 3 gifts are mastering your emotional state. That's super important. Understanding what laws govern the universe, like the law of attraction we just learned about. And mastering your mind. Because the mind creates everything. So, when it comes to the law of attraction, we have to be clear on what it is we're asking for, right? Now, over the weekend, I asked you guys to build that image of a perfect life in your mind, right? Now we're going to attach the saying, a better life, because we all want something better, right? What that looks like may be different from person to person, but the desired outcome for everyone is the same across the board. We all want to be happy as often as possible, and unhappy as least often as possible. That's the realest shit I ever heard, right? All right, so I'm going to ask you a question right now, all right? And the answer to the question is a better life. But when you say a better life, I want you to hold that image in your mind of what that looks like for you, all right? Michael, what do you want?
A better life.
Good, good. Jason, what do you want?
A better life.
Good. Kyle, what you want?
Absolutely better life.
Absolutely better life. There you go. Jacob, what do you want?
Better life.
That's good. That's good. All right. All together now. What do you want?
Better life.
That's right. Let's put some action behind that. Somebody grab someone's hand next to them and tell them you want a better life.
Better life. Better life. Better life.
All right. Let's get it. So, first we want to talk about the emotional state, right? The emotional state is, the emotions is what gives the law of attraction its power, right? Researchers say we have about 60,000 thoughts a day. Those thoughts are almost impossible to all track. However, when we feel bad, we have bad thoughts. When we feel good, we have good thoughts. So it's important to keep track of our emotions, right? Now, anyone here ever deal with addiction? I'm not the only one. Hell yeah. So what I've noticed as an addict, I tend to feel a little harder than most. Like when I get angry, I get real fucking angry. Shit gets broken. People get broken. When I get sad, I get real fucking sad. Like suicidally depressed sad, right? Now, when I'm happy, I'm also really fucking happy and really passionate about things. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's safe to assume that as an addict, we tend to feel harder than most, which gives us an ability to manifest deeper than most, right? So hold that. Own that shit. You have an ability to create your world because of the range of your emotion better than most people do, right? So we're going to start by monitoring the beginning of our day, right? That just makes sense. We're gonna start this talk with the beginning of our day. Now, what is like 95% of most Americans do very first thing they wake up in the morning? Snooze their alarm. So they grab their cell phone, right? I don't know about y'all, but when I first got out, I was fucking glued to that motherfucker. Before my eyes even adjusted, I was fucking scrolling Facebook, see if she messaged me back yet, all that stuff, right? And remember, the first 20 minutes of our day is the most important because our mind it's most susceptible to any kind of direction and idea, right? So that means if we're checking our cell phone in the first waking moment, the direction of our day has now fallen prey to our fucking social media feed. And we all know how that shit works, right? It's designed to keep us scrolling, right? So what we want to do is to stay the fuck away from the cell phone. First 20 minutes need to be your 20 minutes. It needs to be all about you, whatever that is. For me, I pray, I meditate, I journal, right? You don't gotta do that. You go outside, smoke a cigarette, maybe listen to a song, write something down, but I strongly suggest pray, meditate, journal, or one of those things. That protects the direction of your day. You know how we wake up in the morning? Ever wake up in the morning and something went wrong? Or you just had that feeling like, man, today's gonna be a bad day, right? And then what happened?
It's a bad day.
It was a fucking bad day. Because our mind begins to look for all those things that are bad in the day, right? So it's important. Stay the fuck away from your cell phone. That's how you protect your emotional state, part one, right? Second part, real important, second part. Who here watches the news? Anyone? Yeah. Don't do that shit no more.
Yeah, fuck no.
Okay, so let me explain something to you about the news, right? Well, understand the world is and always will be in a state of balance in all areas at all times. I'm gonna say that again because it's really important. The world is and always will be in a state of balance in all areas, right? So yes, there is 10,000 fucked up things going on. That is true. There's also 10,000 wonderful, beautiful things going on. The issue with the news is it will show you the 10 worst. And two, these kids got raped, this school got shot up, these persons got kidnapped, this person saved a cat. That's the contrast in the news, right? So what does that do to your perception of your world? Because perception is everything. It makes you perceive your world as dangerous, scary, and fucked up, right? And when you perceive your world to be dangerous, ugly, scary, and fucked up, guess what?
You're going to be fucked up.
The world's going to be fucked up.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So, understand something. You hear this saying a lot. Things aren't like they used to be. Gotta lock your doors at night now. Or I remember back in the day, I could just leave the car right there, it was fine. Right? Times aren't like they used to be. You hear this saying all the time. Now, does anyone want to know the statistics and as far as crime rates go in the aspects of kidnappings, murders, and rapes from, let's say, the 1970s till now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There isn't one. There is no fucking difference in the rate of crime as far as rapes, kidnappings, and murders from the 1970s till now. Why? What is this saying? Where does this saying come from that times are dangerous now? It's the same. The difference is the way we perceive it. The news tells us the world is ugly. The news tells us the world is bad, right? So that's how you protect your emotional state, right? Stay the fuck away from the news. If you want to learn about what traffics are on the way to work, your phone will tell you that. Google, it's fine.
After 20 minutes.
After 20 minutes, yeah. So that's two ways you can protect your emotional state, right? First 20 minutes have to be yours. Stay the fuck away from the cell phone. Second part, do not watch the news. It's not for you. All right. Understand the whole bad news thing, like that's just has been around because bad news just sells, right? Back in the day when they would print newspapers, if you were to walk past a newsstand and the headline read, "Wonderful weather," you'd be like, all right, cool, leave my umbrella at home. Question. But if it were to say, "Terrible storm may destroy a city," you're like, oh fuck, I gotta buy this fucking newspaper. That's the same thing when they run that preview, like, oh, I gotta watch the news tonight, I gotta know what happens. For some reason, we're just drawn to that negativity. I don't know why, but keep yourself away from it mentally. Be conscious of what you're watching and consuming in your mind. Be conscious of what things make you think. Because, as per the law of attraction, when you think about something, you bring it about in your life, especially when you add emotion to it. I don't know about you guys, but when I hear about some kids being hurt, that shit fucking pisses me off, right? Yes, it does happen, but I don't want it to happen in my life. So I need to stay away from those thoughts, right? Okay, so here's the thing. We know we want a better life, right? But sometimes we get in this actions of these thoughts of shame and guilt. We say, like, you know what, I don't deserve that shit. So let's snuff that fucking thought out right now, right? And understand you deserve a better life. So I'm gonna ask you a question. Fabian, what do you deserve? Say a better life.
Better life.
A better life, there we go.
Okay, so-
Mike, what do you deserve?
A better life.
Good. Mike, what do you deserve?
Better life.
Good shit. Oliver, what do you deserve?
I will deserve a better life.
Hell yeah, that's right. All right, let's put some action behind that. Grab the person's hand next to you, tell them you deserve a better life.
You deserve a better life. You deserve a better life.
excuse my crude ass drawing.
Let me find out you got
Fucking art
ET on the
class.
board.
All right, so now we're going to talk about the mind. Mind, very important, right? We're going to talk about something called, I've said it before, we're going to go over it today, RAS, the Reticulary Activating System. A Italian neurophysicist by the name of Giuseppe Maruzzi, I'm probably fucking his name all up, but that's his name, discovered something called RAS, the Reticulary Activating System. What it is, it's a filtration system that determines what we pay attention to, right? So that window that we pay attention to is 4 to 6%. 4 to 6%. That's a big ass fucking window of shit we are missing, right? So that means our mind may hear and see things, but it filters out 94 to 96%, right? I'll give you an example. Have you ever been watching in the middle of like a really good show or in the middle of the game and your team's playing and this person's right here is talking to you and you're just focused, you're zoned in right here, and all of a sudden like 20 minutes later he's like halfway into his conversation like, I'm sorry, were you saying something? Completely fucking heard nothing that man said. That is how RAS works. The sound is there, but your brains are not processing that he is speaking to you. Right? That's how RAS works. That aspect works all throughout our life. That aspect works when we wake up in the morning and think the day is going to be a fucked up day, and we have that emotion attached to it, that negative emotion. Now our mind will begin to look for all the negativity throughout the day, right? I live on 27th Avenue in Northern. Anyone familiar with the area? Hell yeah. Every day I wake up in my journal and say, today's gonna be a beautiful day. And when I go out to walk my dog, you know what I see? A beautiful fucking day. I see that it's 71 degrees outside. I hear birds chirping, right? Now, if you were to say, man, this is a fucked up area, what are you gonna see? Are you gonna notice the temperature of the sky or the birds?
No.
You're gonna notice all the zombies walking around. That's all you're gonna see, right? And now I know they're there. I used to be one of them. I know they're there. But that's not what my mind processes because of my emotional attachment to the idea that today is going to be a beautiful day, right? That's how RAS works. I'm gonna give you a couple of more examples. So, let's go with women. This is one of my favorite topics. Yeah. All right. So, what are some of the things we say about women?
Hoes.
Women are hoes. That's probably one of my favorite ones right there. So I've been in probably about 17 monogamous relationships in my entire life. Out of that 17, I think 15 of them women have cheated on me. So I had this idea that all women are liars and cheaters, right? What else we got?
Beautiful.
Crazy.
They're crazy. Okay, that's another one. They're crazy. All right, so we have all these thoughts, right? And now, that's ratchet. That goes with the first one. All right, so we get hurt, right? We get hurt, we get lied to, we have to deal with this, and then it creates an idea in our head, right? An idea with an emotion attached to it, a negative emotion. So what our mind does is begin to look for all those women. Understand that there are almost 9 billion people on the planet. About half of them are women. Okay, so I don't care if you've met 10,000 lying, cheating women. Never in your life will you ever gather enough evidence to make a generalized statement about the opposite sex. The issue is, that's what you see. Because that's what you believe, right?
That's what you're going to draw to.
That's what you're also what you're going to draw to you, right? So, are they out there? Yeah, they're out there. All right, let's go with some other things. Anyone ever been homeless? Yeah? All right, so when I was homeless and a drug addict, I would hang out with other homeless drug addicts, and more often than not, you ever nod out and wake up with your pockets turned inside out? Like that, like, fuck. That's happened more times than I could probably care to count. So, when we hang out with all these characters, right, we develop this idea that you can't trust nobody, right? Everyone's out for themselves. Can't fucking trust nobody. So that's another idea, right? It's another statement we make with emotion attached to it. Can't fucking trust nobody. Everyone's out for themselves. Alright, I did all my time with like no one writing me, no money in my books. Anyone do this like this? Anyone else? So when we do time like that, we develop a belief about family, right? Family doesn't care. Family's not there for you. So that's another belief we have, right? So we start to see those things. We start to create this world. Here's another one, really important, really important. I caught my first criminal charge when I was 17 and a half and I was tried as an adult, so I spent my entire life with a record. My entire life with a record. This was like in 2008 when the fucking job market was not doing so well. And I was pretty much convinced that the only thing I'd ever do with my life is either fucking dig trenches or stack boxes. And I hated that shit, and it's hot. So I would have all these hours, these 8 to 10 hours of resentment. Fuck this fucking job. This shit fucking sucks. This is all I'll ever do because my fucking record is on. So that resentment built an idea that I would only ever dig trenches or stack boxes. Never in my life will I ever get to work in the AC, talk to people, and wear a tie. Until I change that idea, right? So, understand when your idea is something that you are limited to, like, oh, I can't do this because of that, or there could be a fucking giant blinking neon sign saying, we hire felons, $20, and you would not fucking see it if your idea is, I can't get a good job because I'm a felon. It's gonna be difficult to get a job because I'm a felon. No, fuck that, it's not. Times are not like they used to be. It is easy. It is a lot easier than you think, so, right? But because I had that belief system, I couldn't find any other jobs other than stacking boxes and digging trenches. So, right? So that's my belief system. This is how I see the world, and this is what I see. But the world is, and always will be, in a state of balance in all areas, at all times. So yes, there are those women out there who are kind, loving, and loyal, just as much as there are the ones who are not. And there are those people out there that are genuine, kind, trusting. They're there, just as much as the ones who are not. And there are those family members that will be there for you. Sometimes, here's the thing about family, they don't have to share your DNA to be your family. Right? And there are those jobs that will fucking hire you because you're a felon and pay you good money. That shit is out there. Your limitations are only set by you and you alone, and your belief systems and the way you view the world. So now I know what you're thinking sometimes. If there's equal, how come I don't see them? Right? Perspective. Thank you, Mike. Perspective. That's not how you fucking see the world. Right? And I understand we've been through some fucked up shit that caused us to have this emotional attachment to this idea. Right? And now that idea has caused us to see this. Because they're part of that 96% we filter out. That's how RAS works. So how do we go ahead and start to see and find these people? Change our way we view the world. Thank you.
Change our perspective.
Change our perspective. So we have to begin to say different things to ourselves. Right? Now I know I did like that real easy. I know I said that shit real easy. But it's not.
You deserve a better life.
You deserve a better life, yeah. It takes time. It takes time. Right? For me, I had to physically write this shit down for it to finally change. Understand that when we say to ourselves, all women are liars, we gotta catch, oh, you know what? I can't wait till I meet a kind, loving, beautiful woman. Oh, questions to the
Wrong color.
Wrong color. Oh shit, thank you. I can't wait till I meet that kind, loving woman. Right? And understand that our minds will start to play this little tennis match back and forth, right? A part of our mind will say, you know, who are you lying to? You know that's not how things work. The person that loses that little tennis match in your mind will be the person that gives up. Do not be that person that gives up. Continue to say it. Physically write it down until you start to see it. I can't wait till I develop that group of friends who are kind, loyal, and honest. I can't wait till I reconnect with my family who will be there for me I can't wait till I get that high-paying job wearing a fucking tie every day. That's why I wear a tie. Right? So I applied this to my life. Right? I applied the whole taking suggestions thing. Greatest thing I ever did in my life was giving up the sense of superiority that I had. The false belief that I know, that I don't know fucking shit. As long as I stay true to the fact that I don't know shit, I will be open to taking suggestions and learning. The moment you say it to yourself, I know what to do, is the moment you stop growing and learning. So I began to take suggestions, right? I applied it to my sobriety and it got me sober. Then I applied that same concept to the rest of my life. And I started to listen to speakers and they would say, write in a journal, write in a journal. And I began to do it and I started to write it out every fucking day. 2.5 years later, I have a high-paying job wearing a fucking tie. 2.5 years later, my mom is finally sober. We have a wonderful relationship. 2.5 years later, I got a great group of friends that would do anything for me. 2.5 later, I got a beautiful, honest, kind girlfriend. But it takes time.
It all started with your vision.
It all started with my vision, my ability to see. Right? What you see is what you get. What you think about is what you bring about. So a lot of times we get in this negative state, right? So now that you know, okay, hold on, I almost forgot. Now we're going to talk about vibrations. So everything in life is made of vibrations. It's made of energy, and that particular energy vibrates at a frequency which determines whether we view it as solid or gas like this air, right? Even our thoughts and people have a specific vibrational frequency.
Yeah, that's the law of attraction.
Yes.
You see
So-
good things, you think good things, you attract good things.
So, in life, there are those people who are real fucking negative. Always angry, always looking at the bad side, right? Always robbing you when you fucking not out, stealing all your dough, right? All that shit. And we see them, we know who they are, right? They have this ugly, nasty vibrational frequency. And then on the other hand, you'll have those people in life who are just happy, smiling. We just have a conversation with them and you just feel good about it. Like, you just feel good. Ever been having a shitty day? Go up to them, hey man, just fuck this dude, whoop, whoop. And they just like, hey man, it's all right. And you're like, yeah, it is all right. You just walk away because that energy is catching, right? They have this smooth state of self-love, right? What this ugly energy comes from is when you get in that state of guilt, shame, you know, I'm gonna call it state self-loathing, right? And you have this other energy, this beautiful, smooth, kind, warm energy. We call that self-love. When you're in a state of self-love. So often in life, it's not necessarily what you know to be successful, but it depends on who you know, right? Who's heard that before? Not what you know, it's who you know, right? So what we want to do, these people, this ugly energy, will get you nowhere in life, right? And when we are out there running and gunning and using and being all negative, who are the people we attract into our life? That's right, the people with the exact same fucking energy frequency we have. So how do we attract these positive people into our life? Anyone want to take a guess?
By being positive.
By fucking being positive. By growing in a state of self-love for yourself, right? Now, like I said, that shit real easy, but it's not. It takes time. It takes time with yourself. The most important person in your life needs to be you. Until you are whole and rooted in what you need, what you want, who you are, you ain't fucking no good to nobody. So if you want something, you want to do great things, you have to first love yourself. And that shit takes time. You spend a whole lot of years fucking yourself up. I'm speaking about myself mostly. Right? So, this is important. So now you have all the components. You understand the law of attraction. You have an understanding that, you know, what you think about, you bring about. You are aware of how to protect your emotional state by not watching the news and by staying away from the cell phone the first 20 minutes of the day. You understand how the mind works And the reticulary activating system, how it determines on what we pay attention to by the things we say to ourselves. And the emotional emphasis, you understand energy, right? We have all these components to have a better life. What are you going to get? A better life. That's good. That's good. Let's put that together. Okay? I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Please answer them for me all together. What do you want?
Better life.
Okay. What do you deserve?
Better life.
Okay. What you going to get?
Better life.
All right. One more time. From the soul, say it from the soul to feel that shit. What do you want?
Better life.
What do you deserve?
Better life.
And what you going to get?
Better life.
Hell yeah. Give yourself some energy. From this day forward, whenever you get in that negative, perpetual self-doubt state, close your eyes and envision that beautiful life and say a better life to yourself. If you get fearful about creating a new job for yourself, close your eyes and say a better life to yourself. No matter what, understand you deserve and you will have a better life if you believe it. Get the fuck out of here. Have a beautiful day.